Hello again, it's your favorite idiot boomer once again here to waste your time. And Caspian. Your entrance was good this time. I think I better start this one again, huh? So one of my spies out in the real world pointed me to an update from a couple of days ago about the membership for Everquest 2. I know it's not the world's most popular game, but this news is low enough hanging fruit that I just cannot resist. And even though it's not a game that I play anymore and probably never will again, it's still a game that, especially if you include EverQuest 1, I played for years and years, both on my own and with my family. And the game does have a loyal player base, and for many people, it's their go-to form of downtime. I have lots of fond memories of the game and the time that I spent playing it. And there were some designers that did a great job of bringing a massive and complex task to completion. Hang on, let me get a picture up so we can take a look at this. There we go. Anyway, I don't play EQ2 anymore, but for the past 10 or 15 years, I've had a strong and unchanging impression of the management team at Sony Online Entertainment and then Daybreak Games. I've only the utmost respect and admiration for their consistency and commitment to their priorities. They are the absolute masters when it comes to ferreting out and then implementing the most ham-handed and awkward decisions possible, and they have done a stellar job of elevating the merely cringeworthy to something that's more equivalent to a moving dumpster fire. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong picture. Daybreak has announced some new recurring perks that you can add to your monthly membership. I was going to show what they're advertising here. Hang on, let me find that one. Okay, there we go. Now, on the surface, the news doesn't seem notable. EverQuest 2 has been gradually suffocating under cheesy mobile game-style monetization since around 2010, so by itself, this is just another thing to sell. Honestly, I'm surprised that they're not coming out with exciting new NFTs to sell, seeing how it's 2025 and that trend dried up years ago. Looking this over and remembering back to the game, as best I can, for most of the items, none of them seem to be all that amazing. Not bad, just not that amazing. 5% run speed buff, yeah, whatever. Personal status thing, that's to pay rent to keep your guild hall open and a few other things. It's nice to get a boost, but it's not life-changing. For the crafters, which is what I spent a lot of time doing when I was playing, extra bonus prestige points. I promise that I will talk more about this in a future video because this is part of a SOE Daybreak theme that I call, we made a game, but we hate it so much that we also made ways so that you don't have to actually play it. This level of self-loathing isn't healthy and it's weird to watch. So yeah, prestige points are something you would in a normal game actually earn through gameplay, sort of like the skill points you get by leveling up, but no, here you go, just have a box of points. Let's see, increasing the duration of consumables. No, that's going to have to go into another video too. A lot of crafting consumables in EQ2 are effectively useless buffs. So when you get a buff that is 20% more useless, you're not getting much. And then let's see, shared storage containers. Well, if you have a guild hall, you've already got this, unless it's a big guild with a lot of restrictions. But anyway, what seems to have created the biggest fuss, from what I hear, was the Champions perk in the middle. The improvements in ability duration, which could be damage or protection buffs, among other things, has the ability to create a haves versus have-nots situation in a raiding guild. If you've got a group of people who are min-maxing their characters as precisely as possible, then anytime the guild forms a group to take down a zone or a boss, who do you think will get priority placement? Yep, it's going to be the ones who are paying for the extra perks. So now, in some cases, you're looking at not just bald-faced pay to win, but also pay to be allowed to pay to win. But remember, from the outside, at least as I see it, as the years have marched onward, Daybreak really seems to be proudly determined to take a mildly bad decision and make it worse. So they made sure that these perk levels would be applied not just to their regular world servers, but also to the time-locked/progression servers and to their Origins server. The Origins server is running a snapshot version of the game from back in 2006, which isn't original EQ2, but it's a lot closer to the first version of the game than what's out there now. Much closer. And at least for me, the game at that point was balanced right on a decision point, either needing to make some major systemic changes in order to grow while remaining fun and complex, or to go down a bizarre road of burning your furniture to keep your house warm. The Origin server, therefore, in my opinion, shows EverQuest 2 at a point where the furniture was still there. No runaway buffs, no hideously broken economy, a requirement to actually earn your levels and your achievements instead of buying them from an in-game vendor named Harpoon to Whales. But now we have this conversation. Wait, are we rolling out the perks to the Origin server? Janet, why do you ask questions like this? Do the subscribers on the Origins server pay like everyone else? Then of course you sell it to the Origins players. But doesn't that sort of poison the experience there? Those people will be grateful for the opportunity just like everyone else. Sometimes we just can't admit that the wrong answer is the wrong answer. And I think that's because if we did have to admit that something was the wrong answer, we would also have to acknowledge that we are willingly and openly choosing to do what we know is a bad idea. And it feels way better to do the wrong thing on purpose when you do it in darkness and don't have to own up to the damage you cause. That feels pretty relevant to a lot more than gaming these days, doesn't it? Anyway, I'll leave it there. Just a little tidbit to keep us going. I have new videos on the way, so I'll have another one soon. Thanks for coming to visit. If you have a cat at home of your own, give him a hug for me, okay? We'll see you soon.